If a metric matters, most CEOs naturally try to optimize it, right? They lower CAC, faster sales cycle, higher activation, better net revenue retention, right? That feels like disciplined leadership. And to be clear, that instinct typically makes sense, right? Metrics exist to guide focus. It's just that the problem starts when one metric becomes the metric, right? I've seen this repeatedly at Series A through Series C. Basically, one team optimizes their number, right? Sales closes faster deals, marketing drives cheaper leads, product boosts engagement, and yet 6 months down the line, churn is higher, expansion is weaker, and growth feels harder, even though technically every team won. Right? This isn't it isn't a performance issue. Typically, it's a systems issue, right? Optimizing one metric changes behavior elsewhere, right? You close a different ICP, you attract a different customer, you create downstream pressure, basically that another team has to absorb. Right? And most CEOs don't see this because essentially in every dashboard, right, everything looks healthy, right? Everything is green light. Every function is hitting their goal, but no one is accountable for how those goals interact. So what I call a full stack CEO, the way that they operate, they do things differently, right? There's 3 things that they do specifically. First, they name the primary metric driving focus, right? And the 2 secondary metrics that guard against, unintended consequences. For example, optimizing sales cycle times, but explicitly watching churn and expansion so we don't, trade speed for quality. Second, they force trade-off conversations between teams as opposed to within the team, right? So marketing, sales, and CS sit in the same room when deciding what a good quality pipeline actually means, not 3 separate definitions, right? And third, they basically review decisions by asking what behavior does this metric here reward 6 months from now? Like whether cheaper leads today or quietly training the company to sell to customers who don't stay, right? So metrics don't break companies, it's optimizing them in isolation that does. So full stack CEOs don't just manage numbers, they manage the cause and effect relationship.